is the forceful good that lies in the basic brotherhood of man. The program you're about to see demonstrates this. That is why what you are about to see is so important to all of us.
This is the legend of a soldier and his girl, of his family, of the town he was born in, and of the death that flies by night. The small singing death, the Anopheles mosquito, bearer of the plague of malaria. It's a true legend. It has happened. It will happen again over and over in 100 American towns unless we stop it from happening. A truck driver yaws off the road. Malaria is a favorite disease of poverty in the bottom, but it strikes high and low alike. The manufacturer's wife, the small boy calling for his mother. The mayor goes to work on the newspaper editor with an educational campaign in mind. The story of malaria moves into the schools. The control measures begin. In the soldier's room, the inspector finds a warped screen. A good screen might have helped to save the town from an epidemic. He opens the jet of the aerosol bomb, Freon, pyrethrum, and oil of sesame, a powerful, safe insecticide.
A special meeting of health officials set in motion the anti-mosquito campaign. It was decided that a concerted effort would be necessary, enlisting the aid of every source of publicity, together with the organized individual efforts of all the people. With the health of an entire city in jeopardy, the mayor promptly issued a proclamation regarding the urgency of the situation and asked that everyone participate in eliminating the dengue yellow fever mosquito. Newspapers proved particularly valuable in awakening the public to an understanding of their common danger and mutual dependence. Officials of civic organizations assisted the health officers in recruiting leaders and obtaining cooperation from the public through knowledge rather than action enforced by law. Theaters exhibited short films showing methods of control of the dengue and yellow fever mosquito. Aedes aegypti. Teamwork was stimulated in schools as a direct result of the educational programs, which included the showing of motion pictures on mosquitoes, their life habits, and various methods of control. Children are impressed by this method of presentation. Such knowledge acquired by these citizens of tomorrow will be of great influence in the building of healthy, prosperous communities of tomorrow. Progress of the campaign was broadcast daily by local radio stations. This method was most effective in reaching the housewife, the self-appointed guardian of the family welfare, whose cooperation is vital to the success of any health campaign. Instructions and educational material were supplied to the Boy Scouts since they had volunteered to inspect homes and tell the people about the hazard to the city. Districts were set up based on geography and population. As an additional incentive for action, it was decided to give a V-Merit Award to cooperating residents. Pamphlets on the Aedes aegypti mosquito were made available for distribution to every home, together with an instruction sheet showing methods of destroying their breeding places and posters urging definite action. Newspaper publicity gave the necessary day-by-day stimulus for a successful campaign. Informative articles published in the newspapers were effective in making housewives conscious of mosquito breeding places. The effect of this information was often instantaneous.
Down and naked all over. Ah, just my meat. But I'll show the little... Now for the soft underbelly of Snafu.
School children were eager to take part in the mosquito control program since they had been so thoroughly informed of its importance. Teachers emphasized the necessity of the campaign by personally distributing literature for the children to take home. Parents were interested and realized the need for eliminating the dengue and yellow fever mosquito. They welcomed instructions on how to get rid of mosquitoes in and around their homes. A call to arms found the Boy Scouts prepared and anxious to undertake their duties. After being instructed by their leader, they started on their way to distribute pamphlets and inspect premises. The Scouts greeted housewives in their usual polite manner and consequently received cooperation and assistance. Each Scout had received instructions about possible breeding places and was determined to make a thorough inspection of each home. This attitude often stimulated the housewife's concern and careful observation. Another home, another Scout, and another housewife. After each home had been thoroughly inspected, the cooperative housewife was given a merit award. Display of this award was evidence of her intention to continue keeping her home free from dengue and yellow fever mosquitoes.
When larvae of the yellow fever mosquito are found, special equipment will roll into your neighborhood to apply an insecticide to every potential or actual breeding area around your home or business property. Block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, this organized attack on breeding places of the yellow fever mosquito will continue until your entire community has been covered. But this is more than a controlled program. It's all-out war against this insect, calling for its total eradication.
This woman is space spraying. She is applying a mist of insecticide that will kill the flies and mosquitoes that it contacts. It is immediately effective, but it offers only temporary control. Other flies and mosquitoes will enter the house and the operation must be repeated. Several types of fog generators are available, most of them operated from trucks, although some types are portable. Commonly, the city block is considered the unit of urban space spraying. However, if costly insecticides must be used, then treatment of the entire block on a citywide basis becomes too expensive.
Remember, there is only one cause of malaria, the mosquito. Destroy the mosquito and you will wipe out the disease.
Under these circumstances, spot spraying may be employed. After an insect concentration is located, spray is applied to this limited area only, whether it be a half block or a single backyard.
To let the entire community know of the suffering and sickness carried by this tiny insect.
Commercial indoor equipment is available for use in restaurants, but all food and dishes must be covered before spraying is begun. Care must be exercised in treating residential districts. Oil mist may burn foliage and spot automobiles. Therefore, fog is frequently used in neighborhoods having expensive landscaping. For best results, fog should be applied during the still hours of night, evening, or early morning. Contrary to the application of mist, fog is directed along the ground where it swirls around buildings, blanketing the insect zone. Mist machines can be used effectively for mosquito larviciding, directing the mist downwind so it will carry a sufficient distance, producing a film of larvicidal oil on the water surface.
must be emphasized that space spraying depends on contact and has little or no residual effect.
Properly applied, a DDT solution will control malaria mosquito breeding and will have no appreciable effect on fish or wildlife.
Because we're fighting a total war, our forces must be marshaled against every enemy, unseen as well as seen, in every place, all of the time. Because in some areas more men were being incapacitated from action by insect-borne diseases than by battle casualties, a search for a more powerful insecticide than had previously been known was imperative. The answer to the quest for a poison to eradicate the insects which threaten the morale, health, and military efficiency of our troops was found in DDT. When the first sample of DDT was submitted in November 1942, it underwent routine tests. In comparing the relative effectiveness of DDT and fuel oils, it was found that 1/2 pint of 25% DDT emulsion concentrate is equivalent in insecticidal power to 1 gallon of 2 1/2% DDT solution. In either form, it is adequate to destroy mosquito larvae over an area of 1 acre. Earlier larviciding without DDT required 3 5-gallon jars of diesel oil per acre. To repeat, 1/2 pint of DDT emulsion concentrate or 1 gallon of 2 1/2% DDT solution is equal in larviciding power to 15 gallons of diesel oil. Tests were also made to determine the physiologic effect of DDT upon insects. DDT affects the nervous system and motor coordination of the insect. Several hours elapse before symptoms develop. Then in sequence follow restlessness, tremors, convulsions, paralysis, and death. Flies and mosquitoes react most quickly to this insecticide. Complete annihilation of mosquito larvae requires 24 hours. Under the influence of DDT, they become paralyzed and are unable to return to the water's surface. After a few hours, death ensues for all. Occasional contact is not harmful. Repeated contact must be avoided. Contact of the hands upon the dry powder is not dangerous. For in this form, DDT is not absorbed through the skin. The physical properties of DDT are such that it may be dispersed in emulsions, in oil solutions, or in dust solutions. Oil solutions are probably the most useful form. Diesel oil number 2 as a solvent gives excellent results, for it has a viscosity well suited to the sprayers now in use. The powder is thoroughly suspended in a small quantity of oil before it is added to the bulk in the drum. Saturated fuel oils contain about 9% DDT. Crude kerosene dissolves about 7%. Refined kerosene less than 4%. In mixing oil solutions, a special care against contact with the skin should be exercised, for the oil penetrates the skin. Large doses of DDT lead to nerve and liver damage. When a dry mix is desired, the 10% DDT powder is diluted with fine road dust, condemned flour, lime, or soapstone. Now let's consider the ways to disperse DDT. Equipped with a supply of oil solution and power spraying equipment, a malaria control squad enters an abandoned village, a reservoir of infection. Within 24 hours, the vectors of typhus, yellow fever, malaria, dengue, filariasis, and dysentery begin to disappear. DDT is not a repellent, however. It kills, surely, but slowly. Hence, its effectiveness cannot be measured by a count of dead insects, for after receiving a lethal dose, the insects go elsewhere to die. Residual treatment of the inner walls of these huts means that a contact poison awaits any insect which alights upon them for several weeks or months. The effectiveness of DDT against lice was first proved in the field during the typhus epidemic at Naples. The 10% powder is applied to the hair and distributed between clothing and skin. The rotary duster distributes DDT dust in areas frequented by flies, roaches, and ants. Here it lies, until carried away by wind or rain. Less tenacious than the residuum of the oil solution, It is nevertheless a persisting poison against insects. If the worker stands to windward, it is not necessary to wear a mask when dispensing DDT dust. For complete mosquito control, larviciding is essential. Solutions drifted by wind over water at a rate of 1/10 pound of DDT per acre destroy larvae within 24 hours. These obvious breeding places are rendered harmless when minute quantities of DDT are ejected from a small hand sprayer. The drip can method, wholly ineffective where there are strong currents, may be used for larviciding still water or slow streams. The figures sound fantastic, but 1 part of DDT in 20 million parts of water kills all larvae. In the absence of other equipment, DDT solution may be poured onto the surface of ponds. However, this is not a preferred method. Oil solutions of DDT remain on the surface. Emulsions penetrate the depths. Therefore, the latter require heavier dosage. Whatever the method or the solution, with proper dosage, most larvae die within 24 hours. The greatest potentiality of DDT lies in dispersal from planes. This assures even distribution, coverage of otherwise inaccessible areas, and conservation of manpower. This is the only method whereby insect control may be established shortly after D-Day. 5% DDT in equal parts of diesel and lubricating oil is spread at the rate of 2 quarts per acre. Experiments and inventions are constantly being made to improve DDT formulae and methods of application. The pocket atomizer, comparable in size to a fountain pen, may soon be supplied for individual use. Work in progress indicates that DDT may also be sprayed from fast planes, or it may be dispersed explosively.
On D-Day at Morotai, we hit both enemies at the same time, the Jap and disease. Simultaneous with the bombing of our two-legged enemy, we went after the mosquito with DDT spray. And as a result of the spray, malaria was already under control before our troops set foot on the island. The Japanese did not live long enough to enjoy the island rid of mosquitoes by DDT. Yes, today DDT is necessarily a military weapon. We're turning it out by the thousands of tons, but every ounce is needed for the war effort. Our great new weapon for war today and peace tomorrow.
Prior to 1946 and the introduction of DDT as a mosquito larvicide, TVA used Paris green dust. Here, all 3 methods of aircraft distribution of insecticides, dusting, spraying, and thermal aerosoling have been used. Today, DDT and plant herbicides such as 2,4-D are dispersed as sprays in selected operational and research phases of the program. Essentially, this airplane spray equipment consists of a tank, a pump, and discharge nozzles. Several spray nozzles are often used to form a spray boom. Copper lines carry the solution from the tank to the pump and deliver the liquid under pressure to the spray nozzles. The nozzles release the solution as a spray, which is broken up and distributed by the air currents of the plane. mosquito-control operations in this country by the Army, the Navy, the Public Health Service, the TVA, and others, aircraft dispersal of insecticides is proving equally successful in many other countries.
In 1963, Congress, to do our share, appropriated funds to rid infested areas of the United States, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands of this dangerous insect. Its aim? Total eradication of the yellow fever mosquito, not only from their own, but from neighboring countries, indeed from the entire hemisphere. Joining with our neighbors in this hemispheric effort, in compliance with a resolution adopted by the member nations of the Pan American Health Organization. It takes only you, your own effort, to help stamp out the yellow fever mosquito. From your home, from your city, from your state, from our nation, and from our entire hemisphere.